classmates. My name is Chris Almeida, and I'm an executive chef for Marriott International. Doing this career has been a phenomenal experience for myself. I have had the opportunity to be in different places all over the world. One of those places was the 1999 World Cup Skiing Championships in Vail, Colorado. While I was there, I got exposed to World Cup skiing, which everyone thinks is not a big deal in this country, but in other countries it's a phenomenal deal. Well, while I was there, after everybody left, everybody was done with their things, part of the World Cup is the Special Olympics. And you didn't get to see those things. Most people don't see them on TV. They're not a big deal. Well, I didn't think anything of it, but it was great to see people skiing on one ski, doing things that I couldn't even think of doing. Years later, I worked in Salt Lake City for Marriott at the 2002 Winter Olympics. While I was there, the Winter Olympics ended, everybody went home, all the corporate sponsors left, everything was done, but the Paralympics was still being held. And my wife and I went up to the mountain and saw the mono skiing. Mono skiing was a phenomenal event where people that couldn't walk were in a wheelchair, but were skiing the slalom courses, the same courses that Olympic athletes were skiing at 100+ miles an hour. It was a great experience. But there was nothing I could do to support it. I was working, my wife was working, we were involved in other things that go on with our lives, but there's nothing I could do. Well, years later I moved back to Maryland, and as someone moved back to Maryland, I met my daughter's friend. I have a 9-year-old daughter who has a friend who has special needs, and he really wants to be part of the Winter Olympics. But he lives in Maryland, and there's not really an opportunity. So, as I was driving to the beach one day, which I don't get to do very often because I work in a kitchen, but I was driving to the beach, and I saw this sign that said, "Support Maryland Special Olympics." And I said, well, wow, that's a great idea. What is that? So I logged on the website. It was called the Polar Bear Plunge. The Polar Bear Plunge is where a bunch of morons jump into the bay at Sandy Point Park in the middle of January when it's snowing and cold. Well, I thought this was a great idea and a great way to support something I had seen in the past. I thought something I was passionate about. So I went to work, I met with the bosses I have, and we agreed to do it. And we thought it was a great plan. So we did it. We went to the Polar Bear Plunge, we raised $1,200. I can tell you, the day we did it, it was 12 degrees outside and the water was 37 degrees. Have you ever jumped in 37-degree water? No, most people haven't. Most people wouldn't. But it was a great idea. It was a great experience for us. We had a great time doing it, and I truly enjoyed it. We raised over $1,200 for the group that day, and as a corporate sponsorship, we raised over $200,000. So, my name is Christopher Almeida, and I am a Polar Bear Plunger, and if you ever want to do something like that to support the Maryland Special Olympics, they do it every January, and I'd be delighted to join you again in doing it. Once again, my name is Christopher Almeida.